So we'll do it this way. I had a little problem on Saturday. I was putting in. I painted my springs. Had a buddy of mine with a Jeep had an old pair of springs, so a whole set of springs, and I painted them over the week. And nice upgrade, by the way. Very cheap. A little bit of, a lot of sweat and dirt. But listen, man, the look is phenomenal. And since today is front end Friday, you can take a look. And you got me another sticker there. Actually, I guess we got a better look at it over here. So anyways, what happened is my stickers. You can see that. I showed you this one already, that Northridge. It looks like a brand new shock. I didn't change I don't go off-roading, as you can tell. Jeeps, try to keep it always as clean as I can. I paint underneath. So what happened was I had to pull the end link off the sway bar. Okay, disconnect the shock. I'm not going to get into to get this off, you gotta disconnect this sway bar, which is disconnect the sway bar link. And I had my stock sway bar links. Actually, they were my rears switched to the front for rough country, because I have a rough country lift on it, 4-inch lift. And so did the driver's side first, then came over here. Sorry about the hand. Then came over here, and when I came to do this one, my stock one, okay, there's two bolts, all right, two nuts. You got one on the inside on the stock, and then one on the outside, right? And here I have the same. Well, the stock one, this piece is thicker, right? So you need to get a wrench in there to make sure that it's snug. You need the right one. I think it's I want to say it's an 18 millimeter, but don't quote me. Anyways, this is an 09 Wrangler. So I got it in there. I got the other one off easy on the driver's side. I came over here. I got what I thought was a snug fit, and then I went to pop this off, but I was using an air ratchet, not an air gun, but air ratchet. And what happened was I hit it, and what I thought was loosening up, I really wasn't paying attention because I was in a rush. I stripped this bad. There was nothing. It was a complete circle. So at that point, I just decided to abandon it because I wanted to paint my stocks. So I wanted to take it off, paint it, and then do my work, and then obviously put it back on, and it would look great. It was red. They were red. So whatever. Why I couldn't get it off, it was loose, and it was making a freaking racket, like real bad. So I thought maybe I could get some from the auto parts store, local, like what do you call it, Advanced Auto or AutoZone or something. They don't have them because it's specific. You have to forgive the noise in the background because Lurch is back there doing something with his truck, putting a rack on or something. So anyways, so I went on the internet, and I didn't want something too expensive. I did not want quick disconnect, because I don't really need it. Even though they're kind of cool, but I heard they rattle. So I got these are Stienjagger end links, and these are for a 2.5 to 5.5 inch lift. And I put these on. I had to actually sawzall this off, the old one, and I ended up getting these. Now I threw away the freaking little package that came with it, so I wasn't sure what was up and what was down, so I went with, for me, was common sense, and this boot, instead of being upside down and water getting into it, right, I put it up. And the geometry and how everything's going to work seemed to work well. And this boot being up here, I just thought that that's the best look. Again, if you're not sure, I actually went on Google. I tried to Google images and stuff like that, and I couldn't really find anything. So again, boot up and non-boot down. it's a pretty good look because the red, or I should say the black, against the red looks really good. It's not just all silver, you know. I ended up painting the threaded rod, or the rod itself, just because it was that, you know, that gold zinc. I know it's going to oxidize. This I probably could paint too, but I'm going to see how it holds up, and then I'll end up probably painting on a hand paint. If you haven't noticed, we'll get into this at another time, but I've hand painted all my bolts on the front end so far. So Stienjagger end links, sway bar end links front, 2.5 to 5.5. I saw a guy on online saying that you'd have to get the 5, I think it was a 5 to 8 inch lift end links to get it to work, but not true. I don't know what tires he was running. I run 35s, and this 2.5 to 5.5 was perfect. I have enough meat in here to do what I need to do. There's probably, I would say, at least an inch of meat or an inch of thread inside, you know, inside both ends. So you know it's not like you're gonna be ripping this up, right? So boot up, non-boot down, and what I did with this is I flipped it. This is the correct way to put it, obviously, because these two are not in, I don't know if you can see it, but they're obviously not in line, so that's the way you got to put it, right? Because these spin, so you can go both sides, and that doesn't make sense because it would be at an angle, right? I know. I'm not a mechanic. I just, you know, want to just put it out there. So it now, even though it's still on a little bit of a cant, right? A little bit, it's not much, but it would be way off if I took it and put it, you know, both these bolts on the same side and ran it, and plus the geometry would be wrong, right? So if I did that there or I did that there, I'd have hitting. So I know you guys are eyeing up all my bolts, and yes, these are not new bolts. I mean, you could tell they've been painted, you know, when you see it in person. And this bracket, I see stuff and I paint it. Keeps me out of trouble. I've painted the frame too. So, but I know you're gonna say something about my bump stops. I get it. I was an idiot. I should have changed my bump stops when I did my springs. So now I'm gonna have to, when the time comes, I'm just gonna have to take my springs back off and put new bump stops on, which is fucking pain in the ass. So just for them little things when I should have been prepared, I wasn't prepared. So if you're changing your springs and your bump stops are really fucked up, big tip of the day, get new bump stops. They don't cost much. You know, you can get expensive ones, but you don't really have to get expensive ones. I mean, unless you're wheeling and stuff. I don't wheel, so I just, you know, some black ones, you know, or some silver. You know, my Jeep's just regular black and red, and I have, you know, some silver. So I run 35s with 20-inch rims on it, and yeah. So I know I guess it's too late. You see my license plate holder, I zip tied it to my some people like it. It's pretty cool. And I repainted these shock steering stabilizers too. Figured it would be nice to get a new, you know, and that's the other side. Same thing. You know, you see the geometry, you see the line is the same. It's got a little bit of a kick to it, but it looks good. They're beefy, you know. Again, I don't off-road, so it's a good look. I didn't really notice anything in the steering or in the you know, the ride or anything like that, but I did notice, I will tell you, by taking, you know, the axles down and putting, you know, changing the springs and then tightening everything back up, I did notice that my Jeep ride-wise was much better. You know, you don't hear any squeaking or rattling or anything like that. So yeah, that's about it, man. Shit, you got the stickers, and you know, remember alcohol, little wipe, you know, spray it on the rag, don't spray it on the part. Spray it on a rag, wipe the part down. I mean, you know, if the part is dirty, a little brake cleaner. But yeah, Stienjagger end links. sway bar end links, 2.5 to 5.5, and they have ones from 0 to 2.5. So good, seemed like a good product. You know, again, my opinion. You know, there's probably people out there that might not like them, whatever. But for the price, you know, it wasn't that expensive. Like $50. It might have been a little bit more, but you know, I needed them, and I couldn't, you know, to wait for to get stocks. Even stocks ones are going to run you 30. I think they were like 38 or $40, and I had to get it because the other side I would just been screwed up. So whatever, it is what it is, and you can see again, stupid ass bone stop that I should have changed out. You know, my fault. So Stienjagger, 2.5, 5.5 end links for the front sway bar. 2009 JK Wrangler 4-door, and some painted springs. And the Jeep's name is the Deadpool.